COPD. What does it mean? Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is a disease of the lungs where the lungs have been physically damaged and there's restricted airflow. There's breathing problems, and sometimes it's called emphysema, which has holes in your lungs. And the holes also can hold old air. So new air cannot be replaced because the old air has been retained. So it creates those difficulties. Or it's also called chronic bronchitis, which is a form of swelling and inflammation of the lungs. And also what you have is phlegm clogging the lungs as well, like a plug. So there you have different problems that could happen, which is termed COPD. Apparently there's no cure yet. Stay with me and I will show you a natural way to actually rebuild your lungs. It can be done. So let's have a look. Let's spend some time with me and then I will explain to you exactly how to do it. If you're suffering with COPD or you know somebody who is suffering with COPD, share this video and show them that there is an option that's available. It might sound incredible or not believable. Well, stay with me and hear what I have to say. And you could be saving somebody's life and getting them off oxygen and breathing normally. I'm Alan Warnett. I'm a nutrition expert and I thank you for listening to what I have to say today. Phlegm clogging. Whenever there's sticky phlegm that's clogging the lungs, acting like a cork, and I struggle to breathe freely. I personally had asthma for 35 years. And 25 years ago, I became free of asthma naturally and gradually weaned off all the asthma medications. And one of the things I found was I was having sticky phlegm, and the clogging of the phlegm was actually released by cortisol. I found a way of feeding the adrenal glands to manufacture cortisol naturally. So 25 years ago, when I discovered that, it was with vitamin B5, vitamin C, omega-3, and the B complex with electrolytes, which is calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. When this combination was used, within 2 days, my sticky phlegms were released and my lungs were cleared. And ever since then, I've been teaching people how to do that. So there's a way of removing sticky phlegm. So the first thing to do is, if there's COPD, first thing is to remove the phlegm. So now you are clearing the lungs. Then the next thing we are going to do is to repair your lungs. So with the damaged lungs, normally what is the procedure? You will be on oxygen and to the point where you no longer are able to breathe and you pass on. So let's try and see how we can avoid that. And there's obviously cortisol and bronchodilators. Bronchodilators are basically the asthma pump, which helps to remove the constriction of the lungs. It's like a nervous reaction. The lungs shut and close. And when you take the pump, it relaxes the nerve and breathing becomes easy again. So that's medication. Unfortunately, it's something you have to keep taking forever because once the medication is stopped, the lungs get constricted again. The nerves are strung. You have to constantly use medication. I know how to get free of that because I have personally experienced it. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to repair damaged lungs. So what are the symptoms that you have with damaged lungs? Will be breathlessness, difficulty breathing, wheezing. Wheezing normally comes from phlegm, mucus, chest tightness, and airwaves are inflamed and are irritated. So you can get irritation on the airwaves if you're breathing toxins as well. So how do you bring the body to a point where it actually doesn't get affected by all of that? It doesn't matter what the environment is. I'm not saying that you have to be in the environment, but sometimes you are exposed to toxic environments. Alright, so now we are getting to the core of this thing, is how do you repair and how do you restore damaged lungs? So that's the topic that I'm talking about. So there's two things you need to do that has worked, and that is the new thing. That's the new option that I'm presenting to you and for you to explore. So number one is to stimulate the fibroblast. What is a fibroblast? A fibroblast is a small cell inside the tissues, which actually has a job to regenerate connective tissue. So when the fibroblasts are working, connective tissue and cells are being regenerated. It means you are able to rebuild. So if you can stimulate the fibroblasts and make them work again, then you'll have a chance of getting the lung cells to be reconstructed. And what is needed to stimulate the fibroblast? There are two things you need to do. you need to have the presence of a peptide called the copper peptide, the GHK copper peptide. GHK for glycine, histidine, and lysine. So this copper peptide was discovered in 1973. It has been known for a while, and it has been shown that when the copper peptide raises to the same levels as you are when you were 20 years old. At 20 years old, the copper peptide levels are measured at 200 micrograms per liter of blood. And as you get older, by the time you're 60 years old and older, the volume of copper peptide in your blood has dropped by more than half, down to 80 micrograms per liter. So in the research of copper peptide was manufactured and sold, which was taken with injections, which were also available in oral form, or whichever different ways were taken with supplementation. When the copper peptide was raised, the body now went back to a point where the body is able to function like a 20-year-old. So if you're in your 70s, 60s, or 50 years old, and your copper peptides are brought back to the levels of a 20-year-old, back to 200 micrograms per liter of blood, your body functions and heals like a 20-year-old. Wounds get healed as fast as a young body because the copper peptide is at an elevated level, the same level as a 20-year-old body. The reason wounds don't heal at older age is because the copper peptide levels have gone too low. Now, the trick is, how do you actually elevate the copper peptide? From 1973, after it was discovered, it was done physically by actually buying supplementation of copper peptide. Another way to elevate copper peptide is through infrared light, which uses photobiomodulation, which is using infrared. When the body is exposed to infrared, which infrared has also been around for a long time, you can go into an infrared chamber, or you can have masks, or you can have devices which actually release infrared. Also infrared you can get in front of a fire. So when that infrared is released through these devices, it penetrates through the skin and lungs, it activates and it stimulates the fibroblasts, and it also elevates the copper peptide. To have a meaningful elevation of the peptide via infrared light, make sure your diet is also balanced and the main amino acids and copper is provided in the diet, or take supplements to supply the amino acids and copper. The problem or challenge with the infrared devices is that you can't use it all the time, or you need downtime. It works, however, it can take a long time to regenerate the lung tissues via the activated fibroblasts. The fibroblasts can now elevate the production of new lung tissue, which is a form of collagen. The nutrients needed for collagen production are vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B2, B3, iron, zinc, copper, omega-3, and the amino acids lysine, proline, and glycine. Now that you've raised the level of copper peptide and you provide supplementation of nutrients which is needed by the copper peptide and needed by the fibroblast for it to manufacture new cells, which is basically collagen. So there's some hope there that you can actually stimulate the fibroblasts to make new lung tissue using infrared devices. Now they start regenerating connective tissue, and the infrared is a signal. It turns on the mitochondria. Mitochondria is your energy factories inside your cells. When your mitochondria is turned on and is working, it means there's added energy for regeneration. Healing requires energy. Therefore, you've got all these factors that are coming up. Your energy levels are going up. Your body is able to heal. Your fibroblasts are busy manufacturing collagen, making the connective tissues, and the growth can happen by 230% when you do this. Also, the combination of infrared and copper peptide has an effect on your genes. It signals your genes, or tells your genes to go back to where it is supposed to be, functioning as a 20-year-old. So you've got the functioning of a 20-year-old gene at an older age. It regulates the cell growth and the gene expression. Gene expression meaning the gene is doing what it's supposed to do. At an older age, the gene is now expressed for old age. The genes have switched off because you're getting older and your body has to degenerate and get old. Now, you can reverse that. Now, the infrared and the copper peptide is telling or signaling the genes, okay, now go back as a 20-year-old gene and start regenerating and stimulate the fibroblasts. Then the fibroblasts, or these specialized cells, they get back to work and secrete collagen, as I said. So what does collagen do? It repairs tissue, it regenerates, does wound healing, and does cell growth, which means if collagen is being built in your lungs, it will also probably be being built in your face and your muscles and your skin, and you're going to start looking and feeling younger. There are several ways of elevating copper peptides. While doing so, you also need to reduce inflammations. As I said at the beginning, when you've got bronchitis, there's swelling, there's inflammation. You've got to control that inflammation and remove the phlegm. This is necessary to enable the fibroblasts to be free of all these distractions to make new lung tissue and not be damaged and destroyed by uncontrolled inflammations. By doing what I just explained, you can rebuild your lungs. If you are experiencing this, or know someone else who is experiencing breathing difficulties, there's nothing for you to lose, because this is one new option available to explore. A very effective way of doing it to regain your life and be free of having to use oxygen and be free of wheezing or being breathless and have chest tightness. Let me give you some information on collagen. So where can you get collagen? What are the materials that are needed for collagen? You get collagen from bone broth or from collagen supplements, or you get it from amino acids called lysine, proline and glycine with vitamin C. The vitamin C is a catalyst. It actually activates the production of collagen. Lysine, proline and glycine are amino acids which you also find in proteins, meat, fish, chicken, eggs. You also have to provide the materials for the anti-inflammatories. How do you produce anti-inflammatories? Naturally. You can produce anti-inflammatories naturally by the body by feeding your adrenal glands. How do you feed the adrenal glands? You do it with vitamin B5, vitamin C, omega-3 with a B complex. So that's the formula that you have of activating the fibroblast, stimulating it. Infrared raises copper peptide, feed the body with all the nutrients that is needed for the collagen to be produced, and the collagen will start becoming new tissues. New cells makes new tissues in your lungs, and it repairs and regenerates it. And if you're looking for vitality, you're looking for longevity, and you want to do some prevention, in other words, prevent yourself from getting further sick, here is your chance to do this with me. I offer a 30-minute free health consultation online. You can book it. There's a link in the description. Click on the link to book your free 30-minute session. I'll meet with you for 30 minutes and we will go over all these problems that you have and take you to your next level of vitality, longevity, and put you in the prevention mode so that you can live longer and enjoy life. Remember to subscribe to my channel and get notified of my nutritional materials I share. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to working with you.